Benihin Walubengo is here with us. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
You know, I remember last time the titles that you litupangia hapa. I'm like, what has been added onto that list?
What has been added is
Yes.
I'm a student at Daystar.
That was the thing you had just gotten in. You'd gotten an award.
Yes.
See, I remember.
Yeah, and currently now I'm writing another book. It's called Maximizing Opportunities.
Okay, you know what? Let's just start from the beginning. Benihin, for anybody who just missed the conversation we had last time, kindly introduce it. And not holding back, by the way.
Yes.
All of it. Let's hear it. Let's put out the list.
Well, my name is Benihin Walubengo. I'm an author. I'm a public speaker, also a leadership trainer. I have a foundation called The Voice of Beni, where we just mentor young people to build capacity in terms of leadership and public speaking, because we believe that those are the main drivers that drive conversations and change. And I'm also a brand ambassador of the PLO Lumumba Foundation. I'm a strategist of the Nutrition International Organization, which focuses on nutrition stuff to do with young people. And I'm also one of the brand ambassadors of Mtoto Organization, which mentors young children to advocate for issues in the society. That is what I got recently, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yes.
Benihin, how old are you? Has that changed?
It hasn't changed. I'm 19. I'm 19, turning 20 on 19th December.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay. So that means you're the perfect person to have this conversation with, because you're talking to people who are your age and thereabouts. So we're celebrating Global Dignity Day. And just before we get into it, because it's all about, instilling self-worth, being able to understand why you're here and what it is that you're doing. Is it meaningful to society and to yourself as well? But before we get into all of that, what really does dignity mean to you?
Wow. Dignity, I used to remember when I was in primary school. Mademu alikuwa anasema niko na dignity. Ukipatia manzi alikuwa anasema by the way mimi nako na dignity, mimi sitaki story zako. And so it made me think about, as a society, what have we really defined dignity as?
Yes.
We've defined dignity as sexuality. The fact that a girl is a virgin, akona dignity. A boy has not had sex, akona dignity.
Okay.
But what if he smokes? What if he does drugs?
So he doesn't he's not had sex, but he's on weed.
Yeah, so we realize that dignity, it's not a matter of sexuality, it's a matter of mentality. It's a matter of mentality. Like, where is your mind? What do you think about yourself? The how you carry yourself. It goes into the small nitty details in terms of when you wake up in the morning, how do you perceive the person that you are and the person that you want to be? So it's a matter of mentality. It's a battle of the internal self more than the outside. Because you can dress in a very nice suit, look very polished, but you lack the dignity. Why? Because you don't respect yourself, you don't love yourself. So dignity comes from the internal self. They say that when an egg breaks from inside, life begins. When it breaks from outside, life dies. So dignity is a matter of breaking from the inside, where you realize who you are, who you're meant to be, and therefore you will carry yourself not from where you are, but from who you are and who you're meant to be. Because there are many people who are affected by poverty. There are many people who are affected by so many issues when they were young.
Yeah.
And so how do they carry out themselves right now? Because given the circumstances around them, sometimes they can be able to take it as a nature. Because let's say, for example, someone was born, they find their mother cooking liquor, or their father is doing just strong things in the society. Maybe your father was a thief, or maybe even the family is not just okay, it's not stable. We have many people who are born from single parents, as per now as you're talking. And maybe these things can affect a person and they lose their dignity. And so it comes from a place of who you are meant to be, not who you are now. So you carry yourself from who you are meant to be. For example, I want to be president. So I carry out myself like the president, not even now. Because sahi mimi nikakijana nimesota and all that. So sahi nikijibeba kama mse amesota nitahata. So I have to always implant the idea that, you know what, I'm a president. So I carry out myself as a president. So kuna places siwezi jipata. Because I'll ask myself, prozone is jipata hapa zi. So acha nijitoe. There are things I can't even eat. Nasema zi, hii si diet ya president. So hiyo mchezo ya kukula mtura kwa njia nilibidi nimeacha. So niliona hapa nitachoma. So I have to carry out myself like the president that I want to be.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And I like what you put out there about, dignity and how we look at it, how the society has put it out there. When you see a gentleman or a lady who's just dressed nicely, you'll be like, oh, she's dignified. But then we don't go further to think about what commitments we've put in our lives and we are holding on to them, because that also goes to show that we are committed and we are dignified in these things.
Yes.
So it comes from really deep inside.
And actually, when you're here, there's a quote I've just gotten in my head.
Okay, please.
It says,
Yes.
a well-maintained, let's use a small car that people can relate with. A well-maintained Mazda Demio is perfect than a poorly maintained a well-maintained Alto
Yes.
is better than a poorly maintained Mercedes. So you can look very well as a Mercedes, but you're poorly maintained. So the engine has no capacity to move. But there can be a well-maintained Alto that has a capacity to move faster than the Mercedes. So it's a matter of the engine, not the appearance of the car. So the engine is the internal self.
That is so true.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, there was, I don't know, it was a high form of discipline. There was a high form of discipline,
Yes.
compared to now. And I don't know if it was misled, but I still feel that it's not there anymore. There was no way. So back then, matatu ilikuwa ya kujavel.
Yes.
Unasimama. And any time as a child, I'd see an older person get into the car, into the matri.
Yes, Imam.
Smama, by
Yes.
the way, you don't look at your parents asking
Awambi.
because that is the thing to do.
Yes.
Nowadays, I see that has sort of like deteriorated. And I'm not saying kusimama too. The way we treat people who are older than us, the
Yes.
elder in the society, the elders in the society, we don't do that anymore. Or probably the younger generation doesn't do that anymore. It's just like kila mtu ajisaidie, kila mtu move on. Do you think it is something that still needs to be instilled in them, or have things changed, and what have they changed to?
Well, they say that character is cultivated,
That's true.
and therefore you can be very good in so many things, but character is something that you cultivate every day.
Okay.
Now we ask ourselves, what's the difference between that time that you said and now? And so there are many factors that influence. Let's dig deeper.
Okay.
One, in fact, the word dignity, from the Greek, it means dignitas. Dignitas means digging within self. So it's a matter of you sitting down and digging within self. And even Nelson Mandela wrote in a book called A Conversation with Myself. When he was in prison, he wrote that I'm not a saint unless you define a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. Meaning this guy sat down and he looked at the many mistakes he has made. Because Nelson had 4 marriages. He had so many mistakes that he had made.
Yes.
And he sat down and said, I have made many mistakes. And therefore, dignity also needs you to take a posture and sit down and realize, you know what, there are many mistakes I can make. I'm very human. And therefore, I need to cultivate it every day. Now, back then, your parents were present. Right now, parents are not present. Parents are focused on chasing money. Parents are focusing on looking for a future for their children. And therefore, they spend very minimal time with their children. And therefore, that's also a factor. Then number 2, who is influencing the society? When you look back at the Greek ancient times, they were able to shape many conversations in the society through 3 things: philosophy, religion, and art. And that influenced the society. Now in Kenya, currently, sometimes back, there's something called nga that is going on. You see, that tells you that we are a society that is widely influenced by the social media.
Okay.
And therefore, what do you take in the social media? Because the social media has everything.
Everything.
There's a quote that says the social media is like a basket full of rotten potatoes and full of many treasures. Therefore, it depends with where you place your hands. And so, you see, all these things are being influenced by different people.
Yes.
You can see a meme circulating within 24 hours, and it will be known everywhere. That's a meme.
Yeah.
But news doesn't circulate as much as a meme. Ukiweka meme hapa na uweke news.
So like,
People don't know even about the BBI. People don't know about 2022. People don't know about the economy. People don't know about science. But you know about memes a lot. Nikisema hii memes yote tuna relate. People will laugh. Actually, in my public speaking whatever, I use memes as jokes. Naonanga kila mtu anacheka, najua wote wamerelate.
Yes.
But when you give facts, it's only 1% that know. And so you'll realize that the things or the factors influencing the society are not like the ancient times. During your time, it was your parents, it was music, and remember there was good music at that time. Right now, someone can sing anything. I'll just wake up. You know, if I want to trend, let me just wake up and go to studio, nipange mavokali, niseme tukaenda, tukapiga sherehe, baada ya kupiga sherehe, tukachukua udem, tukamvuta haga. You know, I just have to panga statements, and then watu waseme zi ngoma yako ni kali, wengine waseme ngoma ni ufala, na ikule views na ni trend, you know. That is why we have exalted that culture. And therefore, the systems that are influencing the society also determine in terms of how young people perceive things. And when you look at social media, what is on social media? Social media exalts pride. They say that the failure of success is pride, the success of failure is humility. The failure of success is pride, the success of failure is humility. Who shows their failures on social media?
Nobody. We are all perfect, no?
Yes. So you see, we have exalted pride. So naturally, young people, the way they peak and they peak and they peak and they peak, we end up picking so much of pride, internal self. And therefore, when you exalt that internal self, even the outward will show that nature. Therefore, when someone anakuja na kapo hivyo, unashanga, mbona nimsimamie? Mbona siangelipa? Mbona kutumia common sense? Kwani si even hata mimi si ni mtu. You know, but kitambo, you guys used to sit down and you knew that an elder person is very wise. That is one thing. Na mko mnajua an elder person, there's an authority that they carry. But right now, in our internal self as young people, we don't really respect that. We know that we know everything because knowledge is everywhere, one. Number two, the people that we perceive, the way you perceive success. Because kitambo, you knew that an older person, no matter what, they're just a picture of success. No, mko kiomba anko 5 bob, anti 20 bob. Ulikuwa unaonanga wase wako hapa. But sasa unajua kuna social media yenye inatuonyesha other examples of people. Therefore, the people we emulate are not these people around us. Therefore, we can't stand for them. Jay-Z akiingia sahi mat tutasimama.
Kweli.
Sahi Mwikali akaingia mat ndasimama haraka. Unajua Mwikali from social media, you know. So therefore, najua uni Mwikali. But you see, if another person enters, kuna venye hatumtambui, kwani wewe ni nani, umefanya? You know, so it's a matter of the things that we really take as success. Because people don't respect people that they don't consider. People only respect people that they consider as successful, naturally. So kitambo si tuko najua mtu mkubwa ni mtu mkubwa.
Mtu mkubwa. Na wewe ni mtoto.
Yes, exactly.
And you know nothing, they know everything.
Exactly, they know everything. Na utawauliza hadi maswali. But right now people no longer do that. Why? Because we've exalted information from the sources, social media, the people that we really admire. Therefore, any other person that we don't admire is not worth respect.
You know, there's something else that is happening in this setup now, where because of social media again, then we're looking at people's successes, not knowing what is behind that, how they got that, and I think Venga is showing us how people are getting money. And so when you stop for a moment to look at how people, or what lengths the young people are going to just make sure that they get the soft life. You know, it was soft life. Soft life. I am babe girl. I deserve soft life. And all of that, like the microwave generation, there's a lot of that going on where you want instant gratification no matter what it takes. You don't care about that. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but we will be back with Benny Hinn after this, so don't go too far. We'll be picking up from there. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mwikali. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining into the conversation. Remember, you can send in your questions, comments, opinions, 111 that is our SMS line, and it's just going to cost you $1 to do that. Switch TV KU on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. We have Benny Hinn Walubengo in the building. We are talking about dignity and the things that come about with that: self-worth, commitment, goal setting, you know, just being able to push yourself a little bit farther as a young person in this country. And just before the break, Benny, we were talking about the soft life, where we just needed to happen now, because I mean, I don't understand why Benny's on TV. Na mimi si yuko huko. He looks like he's making it and he's looking sharp. He's wearing his suit, inakaa vizuri. Kwani yeye anafanya. So whatever opportunity comes my way to make an extra back or make me look, it might be a sponsor who will take me to a nice hotel and I'll be there, you know, snapping away just to
exactly.
show people that I'm having a good life. Do we even have a remedy for that? What should be done for people to understand that people are doing the wrong things, first of all, and two, there's some people who are really, really hardworking, who are putting in the work and have been doing it for a while. They've done their time to be where they are.
Wow. There's a quote that says, "Do your time."
Do
it's
your
just
time.
as short as that.
Do your time.
Do your time.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I think. There is a quote by Bruce Lee says, "I don't fear a man who has practiced 10,000 kicks, but I fear a man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times."
Oh, just say that again.
I don't fear a man who has practiced 10,000 kicks, but I fear a man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Okay.
There's also another one that says, "Yesterday was an experience. Today is an experiment. Tomorrow is an expectation. Use your experience in your experiment to achieve your expectation." Okay. Now, why are we saying this? It takes capacity to contend with certain levels in life. There are levels you can't get in life without capacity. And that is what many people don't understand. Now, as we are talking, there's something called a culture. What is a culture? 2 years ago, there's a trend that has been set on social media, majorly on Instagram, about being a brand ambassador. And everyone was struggling to get followers, you know.
Yes.
Get followers.
You need the numbers.
Yes, exactly. You need the numbers.
Yes.
And then after that, I went and took statistics on Safaricom. Who has Safaricom been using to be a brand ambassador? And so I realized it's not even the guys who have followers. It's not all about 200K, 300K, 150K. And in fact, guys used to make hashtags. Gain with who,
It's
gain
still
with who, gain with who.
Yeah, and people are being paid to just
and
make
so,
sure you get followers.
Exactly. And so I realized, mbona wase hawapati do? Juu kila siku ni gain with. Kwani wajai gain? And so I realized the guys who will still be used as brand ambassadors kwa story ka Blaze, event ikitokea wase wataitwa. Si hadi hawa wase wenye wako na followers. Ni wase wenye wamebuild capacity.
Yes.
And therefore it's not all about me kuamka asubuhi ni chocho wase mazee followers man z. It's all about someone focusing and doing their thing.
Yes.
Now the soft life narrative, it's a narrative to show us that it's all about showing, not doing, you know. Okay. Because the soft life thing, mi bora niamke asubuhi, nipige Air Force, nipige luku safi, tuishie hotel fiti, tuchukue hizo ma snaps, tuhaye kandai kakofiti kama cakes hivi, tushike mzinga to post. So it's all about kutesa. Yetu watu wanateseka. So to realize
I like that.
So to realize that it's a matter of showing people, not you doing you.
Okay.
Because I did a calculation 2 days ago. I sat with a friend of mine. And tulikuwa tumekaa chini, we were just having a conversation. So nikamuuliza, bro, hii wiki mzima umekuwa unakata. So acha tupige calculation. And we took a calculator. Kamwambia, Monday ulikata mzinga gani? Akaniambia McMohan dongapi? Ulitumia 1,000. Tuesday ulikata mzinga gani? Akaniambia nikata best. Best dongapi? So 8. Tuka calculate wiki mzima alikuwa ametumia 4,500. Nikamwambia bucket DJX moja ni so 8. Hii tai nilikuwa nimevaa tai na pocket square. Hii tai ni 3 so. Accessories yenye nimevaa ni 3 so. Shati nimevaa, hii shati ni punch. Tuka calculate naye, nikamwambia hadi hivi hatu nimevaa, hivi hatu ni 2K. Nikamuuliza, sasa bro, ndatoka hapa hivi na fair tuseme nimeenda ku network kwa meeting, because I believe that every young person needs to invest in mentorship. And what is mentorship will cost you a lot of money, because you'll be traveling, you'll be trying to look for people. At some point even you'll have to buy for your mentors coffee just to show them that you are a responsible young person. Nikamwambia, so ukianza kusema mimi nimeomoka ama mimi niko lucky, is it true? It's not true.
No.
Why? Because you had a chance. Money gave you an opportunity. Time gave you an opportunity. Your gifts gave you an opportunity. Oh boy, wanaimba. Nikamuuliza, how many hours have you taken this week just to practice, to perfect your skill?
Yeah.
Akaniambia, sija take. Nikamwambia, so sahi ukapata show, nikamwambia ukipata sahi show moja moto, na ufike place yenye mmeka hivi wase wengi wenye mko fiti, uko show utashine bado. Juu hapa hivi unashine ya wase joana hiyo gift.
Yes.
But ukifika place yenye wase wako na gift ka yako, will you still be outstanding? Tukarizon naye akaniambia yenyewe man nimekuwa nafanya ufala. Nikamwambia it gets to a place in life whereby it's all about a gift. It's all about perfection of skill. Because in our generation, it's like everyone is gifted. Kila mse ni socialite kivyake. Kila mtu ni influencer kivyake. So you have to go and look for something that is outside that. Because you can't compete if all of us have hands. You can only compete if you have something that everyone is not holding in their hands.
Okay.
They say, invest in your mind, not in your pocket. Because what you have in your mind will put tomorrow something in your pocket.
That's true.
Therefore, many young people are not investing anything in their mind. So mind imekuwa ka skull ya kuweka kofia. There is nothing inside the mind. Because if there is something inside the mind, you'll always have something to say. And you'll always have something that is outside what everyone is having. So we are building a generation where everybody is ordinary. Everybody is not extraordinary. And yet we want extraordinary results. But what we are doing is very ordinary. Wake up in the morning at 11, sleep at 2, you know. Sahi mse ako na memes, ka mbao za kesho, you know. Yet in China, let us just look at China and India.
Okay.
Now, tulikuwa na boys fulani muhindi nikiwa high school. Na umse day tulimaliza KCSE. The parent drove na gari mbili. Brother yake alikuwa anaendesha gari ingine. Akapewa hiyo gari. Akaambiwa shika ufunguo, kuna shop iko Ngara. Tukitoka hapa hivi go take your clothes, unaenda kuishi peke yako. Now you'll be running that shop every day. Throughout high school during holidays umekuwa ukikam kwa shop unaona venye nauza. So what you'll be doing, you'll be running that shop. Na this guy, I remember when we were in high school, wase wakitesa, mse alikuwa atoka Laibo, anaishia kwa shop ya mzae wake, anakaa hadi 9. So mse akapewa. I met that guy a week ago, na mse akona BMW, na nika understand mse hii BMW ilitokana na wapi. Mse alikuwa na Praco. Some of us, even young people, our parents have businesses. Na atujui inaletanga profits ngapi, atujui hadi wanamkanga saa ngapi, atujui hata wanafanyanga nini. Now, in China again, mtoi akifika at the age of 12, anaanza kufunzwa economies, anaanza kujua venye world ina run, anaanza kufunzwa cultures, anafunzwa history ya China, vile China imekaa take over world, anaanza kufunzwa weaknesses za societies, third world generation, vitu kaa hizo. So uta realize wase wakigrow and wase wataturule. Jo wase wana take time kuperfect wakiwa young. But saa hii huku hivi tumeexalt ufala mpaka wase wanasemanga watu wa kizungu mingi hatutaki story zao. So already si ni society tusha exalt ufala. Okay. Tumeshaji accept na tumesema hivyo ndo kuko. Hivyo ndo life iko, tuamke asubuhi, tucheke nini. Na ndo maana wase wanapigwa na depression because we've built a culture where you can't do something, just relax and complain, you know.
Yeah.
Relax, jipige motivation. Wase wanamka asubuhi wana post quotes ya Jay-Z. Wanasema life is all about trying, just wake up every morning believing. Na kamim kama 3 hivi 4 5. So mse ana build motivation, but hii story haitaki motivation. Hii story inataka uamke na uifanye.
Yeah.
Na useme hii stuff mean the sacrifice, because Mwikali can tell you for sure most of the times I've slept late, not on the phone but also reading. I've slept late watching people. I watch a lot of people. Naona venye mse anaongea, naona skills zenye anatumia, naona passion zenye ana employ. And you, through that, itabidi umesoma hadi newspapers, because you'll have to understand current affairs. Many young people don't even buy newspapers.
Nope.
They don't know even the price of newspapers. I'll have to watch reality shows like this one, just to gain information, to absorb, and to think through. Because I understand that I'm a very young person, therefore I need information. Because they say wisdom is not in age. Even fools grow. Wisdom is in you having the interest to access knowledge, and also seeking the source of knowledge. And the source of knowledge is God. The source of wisdom is God. Therefore you need to understand knowledge, because knowledge is knowing what to say. Wisdom is knowing when to say. So therefore it's a matter of capacity. Wase wayangu kuwa serious, wa understand that hapa hivi hakuna mtu ataniletea kitu kwa hao.
Yeah.
Sitaendelea kuishi. Wase wana slide in box yako. Mwikali nataka kukuja show. Mwikali let's take a picture. Mwikali brand ambassador. All these things. Wasansema Mwikali just give me an opportunity to come for a meeting. I was speaking to MC Jesse yesterday evening. We met at an event at Safari Park. And I was given 3 minutes to give a speech. 3 minutes utasema nini?
So, I trust you had something.
So tumeenda na Pastor T. Nimepatiwa 3 minutes. The event is by a guy who is a CEO of MG Realtors. Nimepewa 3 minutes uongee. Natia kaniambia hapa hivi ukipiga hizi 3 minutes fit ya wasa watakuita wakupe 1 hour. So ejua chenye utasema.
Okay.
And I'm telling you those 3 minutes I had to give raw wisdom. Nilisema hapa hivi nikiongea sitaki hadi mtu atani kichwa. Nataka niwape interest na psych na niwaache hivyo kwa wako in suspense. na venye nilisakata hawa wase nikanais nikasikia nyaa watu nimewapea kitu but nikarealize words zenye nilibonga kwa hiyo platform si kitu niliprepare hiyo day sikuanza kutense time tia aliniambia pande hiyo platform wanasemanga champions are made in the gym but awarded in the ring. Nimeishi kupiga tizi so ilikuwa tu time ya kushow hii kitu nimekuwa naipiga so time nilibonga nikakuta Jesse akanipea number so jana nikamcall nikamwambia so I'm requesting if you can have a meeting and he asked me one question. Why should you have a meeting? What's your agenda? What do you want? Kaniambia as well you can tell me what you'll tell me in that meeting. And I had hapo ndo nikarealize yes I need always to have something. Nikamwambia you know what Jesse, we look at you in 3 angles as a mentor, a leader and a content creator. Therefore I'm coming with strategies and nimeziandika chini. Nikamwambia I'm sending you the strategies in PDF form. Nikamtumia all the 12 points in terms of what I wanted to discuss in the meeting and how I think I can help his brand, not even first myself. Because Chris Kirubi used to say that if you want to find favor with a great man, feed his vision. Don't go there with self-interest. Alongside feeding his vision, God will satisfy your interest.
Okay.
That's why when Joseph approached Potiphar, aliambia Potiphar, I have a dream I want to live. You have a dream you want me to interpret. Let me interpret your dream as you help me live my dream.
Okay.
Therefore, utarealize wase wengi young wako very selfish pia.
Yes.
Wase wanataka clout. There's a difference between clout and greatness. Clout is all about likes. Greatness is all about lives. Clout is all about a moment. Greatness is all about a legacy.
Okay.
Clout comes for a season. Greatness is always progressive. So wase wakisha understand hivyo, hautakimbilia hadi maceleb kwanza. You first still work on yourself. Hautakimbilia platforms because you can go in a platform na ikoibisha. Ibako vibaya sana wanasema kupanda mlima. Niko na boys wangu ni comedian. Ameishia kutoa jokes zenye zilikuwa zishatolewa kwa tatizo. Akapanda mlima roho safi. So utarealize hii stuff ni all about wewe kukaa chini. Useme God ndio amenibless na hii gift. But hii gift inataka nini? Gift mara mingi natakanga sacrifice na separation. Hizo S2. Na hizo S2 ni uchungu kabisa. Juu wase watakuwa wanaishia kujibamba, itabidi umepreserve time yako. Ukae chini useme hii stuff mimi nadai ku perfect. So ndafanya nini? Should I read a book? Yes. Should I have a mentor? Yes. Should I take time and practice? Yes. Should I meditate? Wase wengi hadi watakingi time kupray na kumeditate. So ndio unaweza kume perfect hizi 3, upande depression ikachap na wewe. Na joko umebuild character na capacity emotionally. Mtu akikuangushia tu ki-comment Facebook kama Instagram unaquit rosafi. So inatakanga pia ubuild hizo 3 segments, ukue fit spiritually, ukue fit physically na ukue fit mentally. Physically in that at some point hizo vitu zenye unadai zitataka mtu ako fit health wise. Kufocus zitataka mtu ako fit in terms of hawezi choka. For example when ni MC unaweza enda event ipige 5 hours ama 6 hours na ujai build capacity physically, utacollapse hapo hivyo. So inataka ukue fit physically, uko na workout ndo maintain hadi your focus, uko unakula fruits, uko una make sure that uko fit physically. Then mentally uko una access knowledge. Katsema unataka kuwa news anchor, enda access knowledge, enda ujiulize Victoria Rubadiri alifanya nini? Mwikali amekuwa na dunini? Larry Madoa amekuwa na dunini? Juu umse akufika tu hapo hivyo. So enda upige research. Then unasemanga you can't say you want to be a comedian if you've never been on stage. After kupiga research hizo vitu zote, now go and try. Because trial is also a hard part by itself.
So I think the part that they really skip is the one that you need to really work on yourself.
Yes.
And in probably kuna kungana ni kama nimejipatia inaitwa nini? Ni kama nimejipatia timeline ya how in my head this thing should work. Like sasa nimeshamaliza kole. That is all that is needed sana in kwa world. But then there's a lot that needs to be done for you to be able to get to that place.
Yes.
There are late nights. You remember when we were kids, ulikuwa unaambiwa wewe tu amka saa hizi ndio ulale in future.
Yeah,
but then that's a lie.
Yeah.
There's no sleeping. Because you keep building yourself. And that is why when you were given 3 minutes, then you were able to do something with the 3 minutes because you have been working on it.
Actually, wacha nikupigie mriba ingine. So, there's a guy, kulikuwa na sheep. So, hii sheep ilikuwa imekwama kwa dock for 6 years. Wameita maengineer watengeneze wameshindwa. So, mse fulani akatokea akasema mimi naweza tengeneza hii stuff. Akachukua nyundo, akagonga place, akaambia captain, try kuwasha. So kuwasha hiyo ship ikamove. So akamuuliza now we want to pay you, how much do we pay you? Akasema $20,000. wakamuuliza what's the criteria, tuwezi kakulipa $20,000, that's too much, tuandikie criteria. Akaandika $2 for holding the hammer and knocking, 19,998 for knowing how to knock and where to knock. Akasema hiki tu mnasema imenichukulia this number of minutes, it's taken me 2 years to prepare just to know this thing.
Yes.
So unaweza ona moment moja imereveal mse. Jalango si aliingia tu kiss, akakapiga na akaingia hivyo. Umse hajasoma mass communication. So wase wanaangalia Jalasa na Tesa Instagram. Wasema nataka kwa kau mse. But I realize umse ndo hii moment moja show up. Wanasema luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
Yes.
Therefore, hii stuff ina take more of preparation. Ju David, tukitumia example ya David, by the time umse alikuwa na show up kupigana na Goliath. Goliath is the king of giants. But umse alikuwa na history of killing kings. The bear is the king of the wood. The lion is the king of the jungle. So he had a CV of killing kings. No maana aliulizwa na Saul, mbona unataka kwenda hapo hivyo? You are only a youth. This guy has been fighting from his youth.
Yes.
So amekuwa anapigana from where you are. Penye unaanzia ndio alikuwa ashaanza kitambo. Akasema I killed the bear, I killed the lion. He had something to say.
Yes.
Many people have what they want but not something to say.
So you have nothing to show for it.
Exactly.
And you'll be like, mimi nataka kulipwa. So nikianza to immediately I want to be earning money. But then, but then there's also the point of you learning the skill, putting yourself under mentorship, putting yourself as an apprentice for you to be able to learn the skills of what it is that you'd like to be in future. And let me tell you, Benihin, every time you come on this show, I am blown. Because nakanga hivi na shanga, I was 19 when, what was I thinking? What was I doing? Was I putting it late night hours? Maybe not. Maybe I did that later. But then for you to be in this space and be able to lead the way in action for the young people, I think is such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
For you to be doing. Yes. And I don't know what is coming up. Do you mentor others? Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
I have. Hata wako hapa kwa studio. I have 3 guys. I brought them on studio. Ona tu venye kitu ina happen.
Ama ndio maana leo umenishainia hivi niko tu hivi niko kumbe unaonyesha.
You know,
but yes, I understand.
I remember, I'll tell you another story. I believe
we
young
have
people
like
learn.
2 minutes. How many minutes do we have? Okay.
I believe young people learn through stories. Nakumbuka when I was in Form 2, during school holidays, I used to move around with one of my mentors, Pastor T.
Yes.
During weekends, and he could have like 5 missions on one weekend, and I could follow him on all of those, not to speak, just to sit and listen. And I could look at how this thing is done, and I could build. And even when I was in school, time yenye niko idle, nilikuwa naandika notes za venye ndapeana talks after shule. So nilikuwa na build nikiwa huko ndani. And I had a picture in my head. I had a picture of a book launch, how the book launch would look like, who I would invite, how much even I would want to raise. And I even went to school with that budget. Approached the publisher when I was in Form 3. Told him, book tunaandika, I had to a title and everything. I even had the hotels in mind. Okay. Now, therefore, young people always need to have a picture of what they want. Because that will keep them going. Yeah. They'll always have to maintain the destination. When you're in a vehicle, now vehicle inakaribia kuisha mafuta, kitu nafaa ku maintain your destination. Many people don't have the real picture of the destination they want. They have the gains that they want in the middle. So ni rahisi sana kuquit. Therefore, young people ought to have wakwenda hiyo picha, wajue venye inakaa.
That is so true.
Kama msee anawachisho na nataka kwa hiyo siku moja, anafaa ajipicture akiwa hapa hivi. The fact that atajipicture itakuwa inamfanya amke kila asubuhi. Kuna msee uniuliza ati what wakes you up in the morning, alarm or purpose? So kuna venye you need to have the real picture in mind. When you have the real picture in mind, now put the work in place. Having the picture in mind. Because I won't focus on the late nights. I won't focus on the sacrifices I'll make. I'll focus on what I'll deliver. I went to Mbagathi the other day to congratulate a friend alikuwa amedeliver. And women were crying inside there. Walikuwa na sweat, wanaambiwa push. Unasikia tu ma cries ziko huko ndani. But I asked myself, what motivates a woman to give birth? It's because of the child. The child that is coming. Yes. So anasikia uchungu, lakini anajua, let me just push. Yeah. And it takes more than 86 muscles to give birth. And therefore, a woman uses all these muscles, anajua mtoi anakam. So yata focus na pain sana. Yana focus na the outcome. Therefore, young people need to focus on the outcome. No matter how the pain comes, we focus on the outcome. Muhammad Ali alisema, I start counting in the gym when I start feeling the pain.
Our time is up, Benny Hinn. It is up. But thank you so much. Thank you. It was empowering.
Yes.
And this is like I'm happy we're starting on Monday on this note.
Yes.
I am so happy we're doing it. How can people get in touch with you? Your books as well. When do we expect the next one to come out?
The next book, we are releasing it in January.
Okay.
Hiyo ndo tunaanza nayo mwaka.
Great.
You can get in touch on me on Instagram. My handle is bennyhin_lubengo on all social media platforms. On YouTube, Voice of Benny Bengo. My number is 0775 976 643. 0775 976 643. We end with a kicker.
Yes.
Kitu hatari.
Yes.
Just a short one.
Okay.
Life is like Nike. Just do it.
Woohoo! Yes. Just do it. Just do it. Thank you, Benny. Always lovely. We're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mwikali.